Hello and welcome to ALZ making guide for PlayCabal for new players. Now, instead of actually just telling you what to do to make ALZ as a new player, I'm actually gonna show you. So as you can see, we have a brand new character, Miss Low Fat, and she's only equipped with the starter gear. So as soon as you start the server, this is what you'll have. Because basically I want to figure out if you do it right. As soon as you start the server, how much ALZ per hour can you actually make as a new player, like literally from scratch? So let's get to it. Alrighty, there we go. So I got a few skills. Now this character is actually so new that none of the quests has been done. So we don't even have combo or BM2, BM3. So odds are that if you're doing it as well, you're probably gonna do it even faster than I am. So the very first dungeon that I want to actually take a look at, also really quickly, if you ever see this one, Cabal, play Cabal Happy Weekends, always click it. So Friday, Saturday and Sunday, we actually can do one run of Copy of Apollo of Dead. And I will kid you not, like, you can be a new player and fully do this dungeon, and this dungeon is the best dungeon in the whole game. That's why we only get it for the weekends, and it doesn't matter whether you're a veteran or a new player, you can still use this. Where we want to go right now is free dungeon entries. And first we're gonna try Map Art, which I know is insanely profitable dungeon. So let's pick like, what would be a good number? 50? You know what? Let's do 50. There we go, 50 of these. Now I'm gonna start a timer as well so we can see how fast we actually do it and how long it's gonna take us. And later in the end of the episode, we're gonna calculate how much profit we have made. Now, another really good dungeon that you must do is Streamer's Crazy. Now, if you know what, since this one is maximum of 30 runs per day, let's actually get 30 of these. And instead of 50 map parts, we're actually gonna do 30 map parts as well, so we can kinda compare. So these two dungeons are absolutely the best ones as soon as you start the server. Once you get tired of farming this, or you feel like you're strong enough to move on to like further dungeons, after that I would recommend these 4 dungeons. Especially actually these two. So Lava Hell, Everheated Lava Stone Awakened, and Frozen Clue Awakened. These are called Awakened DX dungeons. The reason why they are so good, they actually take very short time to complete. So you might, right off the bat, might even do it in like 2.5 minutes, and they're gonna drop you a ton of upgrade cores, which is always useful. The reason why I'm singling these 2 out instead of all 4, because the Frozen Clue Awakened and Everheated Lava Stone are actually the fastest out of the 4 Awakened DX dungeons. We can just buy one just to see, as obviously you will not be able to do this as soon as you start the server, right? It goes a little bit later. And we can see that the recommended combat power for it is actually 390,000. Now, don't worry, this is like a peasant's combat power. You can actually reach this in 1 day, no problem at all. But since this guide is basically making ALZ from scratch, we're gonna start with Map Arts and Streamer's Crazy. Now, even if you're strong enough to do Awaken DX, I would still not ignore these dungeons, because I'll show you in a second how powerful they are. Okay, I'm starting the timer. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Now, the reason why Map Art is actually such a good dungeon is it drops upgrade core lows and upgrade core mediums. Not only that, you can actually get a little bit lucky and perhaps drop like a slot extender low or slot extender medium, which they're always like a pretty decent price, but especially now, like the price of slot extenders has raised by at least 50%. So this dungeon is gonna be so good for you to do. Also make sure that every piece of gear that you can extract, there we go, you do it. As if we chose to extract all of this gear, look at this. We're getting upgrade and 4 score pieces, which we can actually sell on the agent shop for quite a hefty amount, to be fair. A full stack of this or this would probably go for more than 200 or 300,000. So yeah, this is definitely like the profits that's not, you shouldn't scoff at, you know what I mean? Look at this, already got a Shadow Aramida Powlet on my 2nd run. Now I'm pretty sure you can sell it for a couple million on agent shop, or you can actually use it for your collection. Since obviously this episode is based on how much ALZ we can make and what kind of time, obviously we're gonna sell it. If you're a bit stronger than me, you know, or if you get like to 400,000 combat power, you're most likely gonna do this dungeon in like 30 seconds. Since this is a brand new character, obviously it takes a little bit longer. Oh, to be fair, you know what I could have done? Added all of these points. There we go, now I should do it so much quicker. And we'll see if we drop any slot extenders in 30 runs. Oh, look at this! Faded Red Jewel, already 3 million. You can actually just sell it to any kind of NPC for this price. That's why these jewels are so nice to get. So if you're really serious about making ALZ and Cabal, I would say always do 90 runs of this per day, because 90 is actually the maximum amount you can run this dungeon. And to be fair, it goes really quick. Look at this, we got a couple seals, each seal is 500,000 as well. I mean, this dungeon is just an absolute moneymaker. So that's what I really want to emphasize, that even if you're strong enough to do Awaken DX dungeons, still don't sleep on this, you know? I'm showing you the dungeons that are really quick to do. For map part, you can do 90 runs per day. Every other dungeon is 30 runs per day. And since they're so quick and so profitable, man, if you just do this every day, you're gonna make a ton of ALZ. Trust me, you're gonna progress so quick in the server. And on the next guide, we'll actually show you what to buy with the money that you make. There we go, look at this. Another seal, happy days, and we keep on going. 5 runs down, 4 minutes and 32 seconds. I've been in all of these map parts. So yeah, once you get a little bit stronger, it's literally gonna take you 30 seconds to complete this run. So something like 30 runs would take you only 15 minutes. This is probably like the one dungeon that you never grow out of, you know? Even if you're like 1 million combat power, if you were to do this, like you would do them extremely quick. And all of these dungeons that I'm showing you here, they drop a ton of good items. So you're just gonna make a guaranteed passive income. Well, not really passive, I mean, it's quite active, but yeah, the income is actually guaranteed, you know? Even if you don't drop slot extenders, you're still gonna make a bunch of ALZ. Go, another seal drop, happy days. So I'm guessing with my current character, it's probably gonna take me like 30 minutes to do 30 runs of map parts. Or maybe something like 25 minutes, that would be my guess. And it's gonna be super fun to calculate how much ALZ we get per minute. Okay, so far I'm doing my 10th run. I can already see quite a few 4 scores popping up. Look at this, over 30 upgrade cores already. Another blue-ting Apollo fighter. Yeah, this can easily go for like 2 million in my opinion. And even if you don't want to sell it, then just save it and use it for your collection, as you're gonna need it later on. Look at this, a double seal on this drop. How many seals do I have already? Look at this, 35 of these scores, 20 of these scores, 2 faded red jewels already. We've only did like what, 10, 11 runs? And also look at this, the dungeon points. Right, this one is nothing to be scoffed at. I'll show you what items you can actually trade your dungeon points, and those items you'll be able to sell at the agent market for even more profit. Shadow Arameda Paulet of Guardian, man, it just keeps on dropping. And that's the thing, if you do it daily, like it's always gonna be dropping, you know, this kind of stuff. So if I had to rank this dungeon like from 1 to 10, you know, it would be somewhere like a deep 9. You know, maybe even a 10, to be fair. Because even like the late game dungeons, they're not as easily profitable as this one. Just because here you get like guaranteed stuff, you know? There's so much stuff that drops here, you're gonna get something decent. While in later game dungeons, it's more like either you're gonna get like something super rare, or you're not really gonna get much of anything at all. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a gamble. Whereas this dungeon, I would kind of look at it as an investment. You know, if you invest 30 minutes into this dungeon, you're gonna make like a pretty decent profit. Okay, so this is a 15th run. I'm on 12 minutes and 20 seconds. Surely you guys are actually gonna do this dungeon a lot faster than I am, but I just wanted to show you, like, you know, from day one, as soon as you start the server, what you can expect. And so far I'm already seeing really good stuff. Like, look at this, 50 upgrade core lows, 22 upgrade core mediums, and actually quite a bunch of 4 scores. And all of these items have their price in the agent shop. And the good thing is they sell super quick as well. Look at this, another Fade Red Jewel. Ooh, my inventory is already full. You'll need to get used to it if you're doing this dungeon. But yeah, all of these like 4 score and upgrade core pieces, they have their place in the markets. To be fair, it feels like you're gonna wait for extractions way longer than you're actually doing the actual dungeon. Okay, still no slot extender just of yet. But just to be clear, slot extender low or medium is not even that hard to drop from this dungeon. I think if you do 90 runs per day, your average should be 1 slot extender per day as well. And just a little bit later, once we're counting up the money, we're gonna see how much slot extender is worth right now. Look at this, we also gained the title, Rippled of Dusklight. Increase the XP bonus from party plus 1%. I mean, it ain't much, but I'll take it. Oh, look at this, a lantern. So this is kind of like eventing right now that's happening. During Halloween, we have these little lanterns visiting us. And as you can see, they drop like a bunch of different rewards. We're not gonna pick it up just to stay true to the grind. We wanna calculate the actual like average amount. How much you will earn from Mapart 30 runs. Even if you don't drop anything big like a slot extender. Okay, 2 more runs left. Still no slot extender in sight. But who knows, maybe on the last runs, maybe we'll clutch one. Look at this, even another Faded Red Jewel. Man, just from these jewels, we're actually making like really good profits. Knowing each one of these jewels is easy 3 million. And look at this, we are done. So let's extract everything that we have. You might not want to extract your Powlets though. Yes, I'm just gonna unselect this. Probably I extracted some by mistake already, which is fine to be fair. At least we saved a few, you know what I mean? So current time is 25 minutes and 20 seconds. So I was not rushing 30 runs. I also took time to extract all of the gear, and I think with just like few days of playing, you're gonna get so much better time. So your time should look like more, I would say 18 to 19 minutes per 30 runs. There's also another thing that you can do. For example, if you really don't want to lose your Powlets, the easiest way would be actually just to protect them. So we're gonna use protection setting and just mark it like this. Now when you press extract everything, these ones are actually not gonna be selected. So let's take a look here. As you can see, I press item extraction modes and my Powlets are completely safe. Okay, I extracted everything that I can. Now the fun part, and let's actually go and sell everything to agent shop. Okay, Astral Core Bluting, let's see. This one is really cheap, 77,000, but we got 6 pieces from 30 runs, so that's gonna be an easy $500,000. Then I have 100 upgrade core lows. Their value right now is 8 million. We'll put it there. 52 upgrade core mediums, which is, look at this. Wow, the price of medium cores is way much bigger. So this one is like almost 14 million. If you want to put your Powlets to sell, you'll need to take off the lock, just like this. And we can see roughly, oh, look at this, this Powlet does not cost anything. What about this one? There we go, $500,000 for Shadow Aramid, a Powlet of Guardian, I'll take it. In total, that's 1 million over here. Now look at this, we made a bunch of 4 score pieces and upgrade core pieces. So let's just look at this, put them in, that's almost 4 million. Upgrade core pieces usually cost a little bit more. There we go, 2.2 million from these ones. And we get to our 4 score loads. 120,000 for 1 4 score low. So the total of all of this is gonna be 1.4 million. And that's not even all, because we still have our seals. Look at this, that's easy 4 million over here. And Faded Red Jewels. So since we have 4 of them, that's 12 million. And look at this, how fast everything is selling. Look at this, you see, 4 score lows have already sold, 16 million in the bank. And all that for 20 minutes of work. Now also we do have an event, so we get these Halloween gift tickets. As you can see, I got quite a few of them. Oh, and I got another seal. Hold up, let's sell this one for another 500,000. So if you're actually joining this while in the Lantern, or should I say Halloween events, what you could do to make even more ALZ. Look at this. Now I've already purchased mine for the week, but Selena exchange tickets. We can buy this 5 of these per week, and one of this can actually sell for 20 million. And all you need to do is get 8 Halloween tickets. And look at this, just by doing 30 runs, I already made 7 Halloween tickets. So, you know, just by doing the same dungeons during the events, you're gonna make even more money. Alrighty, now let's hop to Streamer's Crazy, and we'll see how much we'll make here. Streamer's Crazy is probably gonna be a little bit harder. So there you go, you have easy mode, normal, or hard mode. And the only difference between these 3 modes is the grade of 4 scores that you're gonna drop. So easy is obviously gonna drop low cores. In normal and hard mode, you can actually get medium to high cores. And you're only gonna get 4 scores in these dungeons. Now, what I would highly recommend is to actually do 20 of these runs and 10 of normal runs as well. So in the total amount, you're actually gonna get 30 runs. As you can see, for normal, it's required to have at least 125,000 combat power. I mean, it's not like a hard requirement. You can actually enter it with less. It's just you're gonna take a little bit longer than usual to finish the dungeon, which, you know, it's not really what you want. And hard dungeon is from 141,000 combat power. Alrighty, so let's start the timer and let's go for it. Look at this, for class level 11 characters to enter only. What this means, basically you need to quest your character a little bit before you can actually enter any later dungeons. So actually what I'm gonna do is take on this challenge with my main character. There we go. Now, the reason I love this Streamer's Crazy dungeon is because of the 4 scores. 4 scores will always have higher value than upgrade cores, and this is the dungeon that drops like 4 scores in really, really high amounts. Man, I'm not gonna lie, it's like 10 times more fun to actually do this dungeon with my main. But yeah, as you can see, it's not a hard dungeon, so your time should be like somewhat similar to mine, to be fair. Okay, look at this. It took me less than a minute, and look at all of these 4 scores that I've gotten. And as you can see, they range from 4 score medium to 4 score highs. And another thing, instead of 1 dungeon point, we actually get 2 dungeon points. And I'll show you how you can actually cash out your dungeon points later on. Also, this would be a good time to remind people to like the video if you think this information is actually useful. And if you want to join PlayCabal server, I always have a ref link. So make sure to use my ref link and create your account, and then you can always join our guild. Our guild is specialized at helping new people, so it's the ideal place to go if you're just starting out on the server. As you can see, we have like quite a lot, 154 people out of 200 already. And you can see we're very, very active, 43 people connected at this time. So yeah, pretty much day or night, whenever you ask something, it's gonna be answered. And trust me, if you're just starting out Cabal, you're gonna have a bunch of questions. So having a guild that's willing to answer all of them is quite a useful thing to have. And the characters in this game just look absolutely amazing, man. If you wanna see how like some late game skills look, I can also show you. As you can see, pretty cool. And a bunch of 4 scores. So yeah, in terms of map art, this dungeon is a whole lot cleaner. Just because here pretty much all you get is 4 scores. While in the map art there's so many other like multiple things that you get and sell into the market. Okay, so far I spent roughly 4 minutes. And how many runs of this have I done already? Let's see. Already 4 runs. So yeah, pretty much 1 run per minute. And probably as you're doing the streamer crazies, I would start off with the normal version and only then go to the hard version. But I'm doing all of these dungeons in order that you should be doing them as well. And after all of this, we still have 2 more dungeons that I think are incredibly useful to do as a new player. Those are gonna be revealed in part 2 of this video. So if you're just watching this video today, don't worry, part 2 is actually gonna come out tomorrow. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Okay, the last run. So after this run, we're actually gonna put all of these scores to market and see how much we got. Since it's 1 minute per run, I'll take 10 minutes to complete all of these normal ones. And hard one pretty much is exactly the same, just like a little bit harder, but even as soon as you start the game, like Trust me, it's only gonna take you 1 day to be to a point where you can clear this dungeon in like 1 minute or 1 minute 10 seconds and that kind of stuff. In here you don't really extract any gear, so that's why, you know, it's also like a little bit fast. Okay, there we go. All of the dungeons have been cleared. Let's go to the agent market. Literally my happiest place to go. Okay, so out of 10 runs, we got 76 4-score mediums. That's an insane amount. Each one of these 4-score mediums is 140,000. So look at this, 10 million right there. Plus 84 4-score highs, which is gonna be almost 30 million. So we literally made 40 million ALZ in 10 minutes. Guys, that's what I'm saying. This is actually late game ALZ making numbers. And basically, if we were to do Streamers Crazy Hard, we would get exactly the same result. The only one that I don't like is Streamers Crazy Easy, and I would say just skip this one. There's actually many better dungeons to do. So as I said, I still have 2 dungeons on the list, and those are actually gonna be revealed in part 2. So yeah, we're basically halfway there into making insane amounts of ALZ, and the rest is gonna be revealed tomorrow. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.